So today we're going to talk about how to source your dairy, and then we're also going to talk about which forms of dairy are the best to consume and which ones you should probably stay away from. Okay, welcome back. My name is Zach and I'm your health coach, and on this channel I teach you how to make good decisions when it comes to training, nutrition, and lifestyle practices. So if you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, as well as hit that notification button. You can find out every time that I post a new video. But before we get into today's video, let's recap on the videos that came before this one. So in the first video, we talked about the history of dairy. We went back and looked at about 10,000 years ago, there was a genetic mutation that allows a certain percentage of the population today, it's about 40%, to completely tolerate dairy. And when we talk about tolerating, we're talking about the ability to break down and assimilate lactose, as well as the protein casein. And in the second video, we talked about the current state of our dairy industry and how there's many issues with it. Okay, and your best bet is to stay away from all dairy sources that are sold in the supermarket. So now we're going to talk about sourcing dairy and finding the highest quality dairy sources as possible. Now, some people might find this difficult, but the best way to do this is clearly purchasing milk from your local farm. And some of the things that you should be looking for when you're looking for a good farmer is that their cows are 100% pasture raised, right? So that clearly means that they're not fed grains, that they're not fed GMO foods. They should also be antibiotic free, as well as hormone free and chemical free, because remember, there's no such thing as healthy milk unless it comes from a healthy cow. Now, a great source to help you with this process is the website realmilk.com. It's a website that was set up by the Western A. Price Foundation, and it gives you local farms within your state, okay, that all sell high quality milk, right? That is unpasteurized and non-homogenized and is 100% grass fed. And some of these farms even have delivery services that will deliver it right to your doorstep within 24 hours or less. Now that you know how to source dairy and you have the best dairy possible in your house, it's important to talk about variations or different forms of dairy and why some are healthier than others. Now, one of the issues with dairy is the way that we consume dairy within the United States. Now, there have been plenty of tribes that have thrived on dairy, okay, but what's important is that they always consumed it in its soured or fermented state, which we do not. The United States is one of the very few societies that continues to consume dairy in its raw or unfermented state, which is milk. And we know that the natural, spontaneous process of fermentation is vital for the consumption of milk. Helpful bacteria called lactobacilli begin to produce helpful lactic acid, which not only kills all known pathogens, but it also begins the process of breaking down lactose to make it more absorbable to our bodies, while beginning the process of breaking down casein, which is one of the hardest proteins for the human body to break down. Yet we still continue to drink it in its unfermented state. One common form of dairy that we consume in the US that is fermented is yogurt. However, remember, if the source is crap, okay, so is the yogurt. A second source of fermented dairy that originated in Russia is now becoming more popular in the United States is kefir, which is a fermented, drinkable version of yogurt. Now, both of these are great sources of dairy that hopefully you can purchase from your farmer, but if not, you still have the original source, which is the milk, and they're very easy actually to make at home because it's a natural process that already occurs in the milk if you just leave it out at room temperature. But this could be a future video where I show you and teach you how to make both yogurt and kefir. Now, those that have a lactose intolerant and want to continue consuming dairy, two great forms of dairy are going to be butter or cream. Okay, both of these have very low levels of lactose, so they probably won't bother you, and even low levels of casein as well. Now, individuals with extreme lactose intolerance, right, are best to consume ghee, which is a clarified version of butter in which all the milk solids are removed, and it's estimated that you have only about 0.4% lactose that might still be remaining in the ghee. Now, don't forget that all of these forms of dairy are only as good as their source, and they must be originally made from 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised, okay, raw, non-homogenized milk. But let's sum it up before we end this video. So if you're an individual that can tolerate milk, your best bet is to outsource your milk from a local farm. Use the website realmilk.com, which will give you a list of local farms that produce the milk that you're looking for, and some of these farms will even deliver right to your doorstep. Remember that the original form, milk, right, is the hardest state for the human body to break down. if you really want to continue to consume dairy products, your best bet is to learn the processes of fermentation, and therefore you can learn how to create these very healthy, low lactose variations of milk like kefir and yogurt and clarified butter and all these other options. A great book I recommend to learn these processes is called Nourishing Traditions by Sally Fallon. So if you're interested in learning how to make some of these homemade variations of kefir and yogurt, leave a comment down below and let me know. Otherwise, that's all we have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the content and learned something today, and if so, go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as share it with a friend. Thanks so much. All right, hopefully you're one step closer to learn how to thrive. Peace.